Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, Chapter 11. He did not expect that the clan would give him so many pure Yuan Dan and Nirvana Dan. As a member of the Yi clan, Yi Langtian has a general understanding of the income and expenditure of the clan. You can say it this way. 10 million pure Yuan Dan and 2,000 Nirvana Dan, almost 7/10 of the Yi family's heritage. It seems that the investment of the clan in me is not low. Yi Langtian thought to himself. Thinking of this, he looked at Yi Nanyuan and said, I also hope that the elder will go back and tell the patriarch that Yi Langtian will keep in mind the kindness that the clan has cultivated for me, and I will definitely repay it in the future. Hearing this, Yi Nanyuan patted Yi Langtian on the shoulder and said, with this sentence, we old guys can feel at ease. By the way, the patriarch has ordered you to punish the elder for the Yi clan tonight, and this position is not only under the patriarch. Oh, to punish the elder. Yi Langtian was a little surprised, but did not refuse. In fact, his cultivation base is enough to match the position of sentencing elder. Langtian, take a good rest, this old man will not disturb you. Yi Nanyuan knew that Yi Langtian would be leaving tomorrow, and left after a few words of conversation. Watching the elder leave, Yi Langtian also turned around and closed the door, wanting to have a good sleep. Tomorrow, we will leave for Dayan County again. Silent all night. The next morning, as soon as Yi Langtian finished eating, he said goodbye to Yi Zhaokong and the elder Yi Nanyuan and others, and then stepped on a green luan made of yuanli and rushed to Dayan County. Dayan County, although far away from Daong County, the imperial city of the Daong dynasty. However, the reputation of this county is enough to rank in the top 5 county towns of the Daong dynasty. There is no other reason, because this great Yan County is the capital of Sin. It was the most chaotic place in the Daong dynasty. It can be said that, every day in Dayan County, one of the forces disappears or is established, and the various forces are constantly fighting. To survive here, either you have an amazing background, either you are cruel enough. In addition, among these many forces, there are only 3 major forces, as if aloof, no matter how many winds and frosts they experience, they will not fall down. These 3 major forces are the Dayan sect, the Elephant Demon sect, and the Baiguan sect. Among the 3 major forces, Dayanzong has the strongest comprehensive strength. This great Yanzong is best at manipulating talismans. The elite disciples under his sect will basically carry talismans with them when they travel, and their combat power is not bad. With the power of this talisman, the development of the great Yanzong has become more and more prosperous in recent years. Basically it overwhelmed the other 2. As for the Elephant Demon sect, it is a sect known for tempering the flesh. This sect, the disciples are basically big men, like humanoid beasts, quite powerful. The Baiguan school, strictly speaking, is not a sect. This is just an alliance of all martial arts gyms in Dayan County. But among the 3 major forces, the Baiguan faction has the largest number of people and the strongest appeal, so it should not be underestimated. At this moment, Yi Langtian stepped on the green luan, looked at the sea of clouds in the distance, and kept thinking. With his current cultivation base, he is basically an invincible existence in Dayan County. It seems that it is not difficult to unify Dayan County. As long as these 3 major forces surrender to themselves, other small sects will naturally follow the wind and respond. After 7 days, Yi Langtian finally arrived in Dayan County. To enter the city, first hand in 100 pure Yuan Dan. However, just as Yi Langtian was about to enter the city, several soldiers guarding the city gate suddenly came over and arrogantly asked Yi Langtian for the fee to enter the city. Roll. Seeing this, Yi Langtian didn't bother to pay attention. As soon as the footsteps were stomped, a surging Yuan force wave turbulently opened up, and the few people were directly sent flying out, and they fell to the ground and vomited blood. This scene shocked many people. Many pedestrians who came to and from the city gate noticed this move, and they all clicked their tongues in secret, and whispered, who is this young man? Looks so arrogant. The soldiers at the entrance are at the late stage of Tianyuan realm. I didn't expect that man to just stomp his feet, but with his breath, these soldiers flew out backwards. It seems that cultivation base has definitely entered the 3 realms of good fortune. So Young is a good fortune 3-level powerhouse, most of them are geniuses from the 8 superpowers, not me who can provoke. What about the 8 superpowers? Don't forget, this is Dayan County. Quote. Yi Langtian noticed these people's broken words and didn't care. All he wants is a high profile. And the higher the tone, the better. Coming to the city, Yi Langtian glanced briefly. It was found that Dayan County was still quite lively, not only crowded with people, but also people of 3 religions and 9 tops abounded. Besides, there are also martial arts halls, shops, inns, and wine shops, which look dazzling. The Great Demon Pagoda, Shang must be where the Elephant Demon Gate is. Yi Langtian was standing on the street, when he suddenly saw a large tower standing on a bustling street not far away. Looking at the magnificent decoration, Yi Langtian has already guessed that it should be a branch of Elephant Demon Gate. Well, to unify Dayan County, it will start from the Elephant Demon Gate. Yi Langtian chuckled softly, then, turn around and walk towards the tower. Chapter 12. Stop. This is the Elephant Demon Sect branch, not the disciples of this sect, it is forbidden to enter. When Yi Langtian was about to step into the tower, several strong men at the door suddenly scolded. Because of Yi Langtian's clothes and appearance, he doesn't look like a devil at all. Tell the head of the house, and say that the distinguished guests are visiting. Hearing this, Yi Langtian was not annoyed, but said indifferently. While speaking, he showed his own breath. At the same time, the few strong men were startled when they saw this. The young man in front of him actually has an aura comparable to that of an elder. Could it be that he is a good fortune 3-realm powerhouse? While thinking about it, a guard still whispered a few words to the people around him, and then quickly entered to communicate with them. At this moment, on the second floor of this tower, a girl in a red dress frowned and said to the old man beside her. Elder Mu, I heard that a few days ago, the great Yanzong took over a marketplace in my Elephant Demon sect. Aren't these people afraid that my Elephant Demon sect would start a war with them? The woman's skin was like snow, her face was fair, and she was pretty. In particular, the waist is extremely slender, and the feet are worthy of a grip. There was an indescribable sense of charm all over his body. Although it is extremely restrained, that charming state cannot be erased no matter what. This girl is Yun Juror, the daughter of the head of the Elephant Demon sect. At only 18 years old, cultivation base is already a half-step modeling environment. Even compared with the younger generation of the 8 superpowers, it is not much less. Miss, there is nothing the head can do about this matter. Since the last time the Great Yanwu Monument was opened, the sect leader of the Great Yanzong got a mysterious treasure, and his strength has deepened and unpredictable, and even the number of talismans inside the door has increased. Right now, if I want to deal with the Great Yanzong, unless I unite like the Demon Sect and the Baiguan faction, I will have a chance of winning. Otherwise, with one family alone, I'm afraid it is not the opponent of the Great Yanzong. The old man known as Elder Mu shook his head, sighed, and smiled bitterly. It seems that it is necessary for my father to talk to the Baiguan faction, and we can't let the Great Yanzong continue to develop like this. Otherwise, Dayan County will be dominated by the Dayanzong family. Yun Juror was worried in her heart, and there was nothing she could do about it. For now, it seems that the only way to find strong aid is to cooperate. However, at this moment, someone suddenly came up and reported. Miss, Mu Elder, there is a young man outside the door who calls himself a distinguished guest and is coming to visit our Elephant Demon sect. Oh, who is it? Is it someone from the Baiguan faction? Elder Mu was taken aback and asked subconsciously. Not really, that person doesn't seem to be from Dayan County. But the cultivation base displayed has reached the 3 realms of good fortune. After I waited for a few people to discuss, I didn't dare to neglect, so I came up to report. The guard who came here shook his head. Could it be that he was a member of the 4 major clans? Yun Juror's pretty face froze, and she made her debut. Hearing this, Elder Mu seemed to remember something, and thoughtfully said. 4 great clans. I heard that in the days of the front line, among the Liu clan in Liucheng, Dayan County, Yi Langtian, at the age of 17, reached the good fortune realm and became a great power in all directions. Could it be that this son has come to my Dayan County? You must know that after the Liu Cheng incident, Yi Langtian's name completely rang out in the Daong dynasty. Elder Mu, whether it's him or not, at such an age, it's definitely not mediocre to be promoted to the 3 realms of good fortune. Why don't you invite him in and take a look? Look at him looking for us like a demon, what's the so-called? Yun Juror thought about it and said, all right. Elder Mu agrees very much. So ever. The guard hurried downstairs and invited Yi Langtian up. As soon as he came up, Yi Langtian was in a spacious hall on the 3rd floor and saw a charming girl with a charming look from head to toe. Tell the truth. That kind of charm, it is difficult not to be moved. Otherwise, Yi Langtian cultivation base is profound, and I am afraid that I would have almost suffered. People who are born with a charming body are indeed extraordinary. He thought to himself. Not far from the girl, there was an old man, about 60 years old. Although small in stature, he looks very strong. Under the perception of Yi Langtian, this half-step good fortune realm powerhouse. Where is little friend from? Come to me like a demon, what is there to visit? After Mu Elder looked at Yi Langtian, he felt that this man had an extraordinary bearing. Although he was young, he had the talent of heaven, which made people couldn't help but be convinced. Therefore, when he spoke, he was also very gentle, not domineering. Under Yi Langtian, from the Yi clan. This visit to Elephant Demon Gate is to unify Dayan County. Hearing this, Yi Langtian sat down and said calmly. Who knows, this word comes out. It's like a rock-shattering shock. Elder Mu was stunned on the spot, looking at Yi Langtian with an incredulous look. Yun Juror on the side stared at him with beautiful eyes, almost petrified. Did something go wrong? Unify Dayan County. Chapter 13. You know, Dayan County has always been synonymous with chaos and crime. It is not easy for one side to hold on for 10 months in Dayan County. And the 3 major forces, such as the Great Yanzong, the Elephant Demon Gate, and the Baiguan School, undoubtedly did not come to today through the baptism of blood. If you want to unify Dayan County, don't say that the Elephant Demon sect will not agree. I am afraid that the Great Yanzong will be the first to jump out and refuse. But after Elder Mu and Yun Juror reacted again, they were suddenly stunned. Yi Langtian, you are the arrogant from the Yi clan who has recently become famous in the Daong dynasty. Today, Yi Langtian is quite famous in the Daong dynasty. There is no way. Good fortune environment Dacheng cultivation base, think about it, makes people despair. It can be said that the powerhouses of the Daong dynasty cultivation base in the good fortune realm can be counted on one hand. Which of these is not a ruthless character who has been famous for a long time? With a stomping, the entire Daong dynasty was shocked. Good. I don't know yet, what do you two call them? Yi Langtian nodded and asked with a smile. Tell the truth. If Yi Langtian can't get along with the elephant demons, he doesn't mind solving it by force. Since Dayan County made a name for itself by killing, Yi Langtian didn't mind taking the Elephant Demon Gate first, as a stepping stone for him to dominate Dayan County. Today, Yi Langtian said that cultivation base is a great fortune. But with Zhan Junfang and his many methods, as long as the Nirvana Realm powerhouse does not come out, no one can kill him. And the Nirvana Realm, only the 4 major clans and the royal family of the Daong dynasty have it. After understanding this, Yi Langtian can be said to be unscrupulous. If you don't surrender, then there is only one dead end. The weak are prey to the strong, this is the rule of chaos in the world. The old man's surname is Mu, and he is the elder of the Elephant Demon sect. This is Yun Juror, the eldest young lady of the Elephant Demon sect. Elder Mu opened his mouth and introduced himself. Immediately, he pointed to the charming girl in red dress beside him. I don't know what Elder Mu and Miss Yun think of what I said before, Yi Xie. Yi Langtian asked in dismay. Both were hesitant. Especially Yun Juror, frowned even more, looked at Yi Langtian and asked. Yi Senior, the little girl is puzzled by something. You know, Yi Langtian is a good fortune and a strong person, and cultivation base is even stronger than his father. This sound of Senior is naturally called. What's up? Yi Langtian asked. With Yi Senior's aptitude, at the age of 17, he is already a strong person in the realm of good fortune. It stands to reason that the vast world outside the Daong dynasty is your stage. I don't know why you are confined to such a small Yan county. Yun Juror spoke out the doubts in her heart. Elder Mu, who was on the side, heard the words and nodded, thinking that Yun Juror was right. Yi Langtian came from the Yi clan, the 4 major clans of the Daong dynasty. It can be said that there is no shortage of status rights. Why did you set your sights on Daeon County? Could it be that Miss Yun really doesn't know the purpose of my coming to Daeon County? Yi Langtian smiled and glanced at Yun Juror meaningfully. Could it be because of the Great Yan Ancient Monument? The intelligent Yun Juror quickly thought of this. If it is said, Daeon County is worthy of Yi Langtian's arrogance. Yun Juror thought about it. There was only one Great Flame Ancient Monument. It is said that this is the inheritance of the ancient Great Sect. Miss Yun, you and I are both smart people. It's true that I, Yi, want to unify Daeon County, but I won't stay here for long, at most half a year, maybe 10 months. During this period, I want all the forces in Daeon County to obey my orders. If someone doesn't agree, then don't blame me, Yi, for coercing me with tough means. At that time, even if this Daeon County is a sea of corpses and a river of blood, I will not frown. Whether it is the Great Yanzong or the Demon Sect, if you don't obey, you will be wiped out. And my Yi clan will also send someone to take over here. My patience is limited. I must know the answer to your elephant demon before it gets dark. Also, I don't mind if you tell Baiguan School about this, it's the same for me anyway. Having said all that, Yi Langtian didn't hide it, and spoke to Yun Juror straight to the point. Tough, overbearing, ruthless. When Yi Langtian said this, Yun Juror deeply felt Yi Langtian's character. According to his meaning, if someone is the shackle of his unification of Daeon County, the latter will bluntly obliterate it. This guy is too scary, he will swallow Daeon County when he opens his mouth. Yun Juror couldn't help but feel a little flustered in her heart, and when Mei Mu looked at Yi Langtian again, she felt a little more fearful. Yi Senior, I have to discuss this matter with the Demon Sect. But before it gets dark, I will definitely give you an answer. Yun Juror thought about it again and decided to stabilize Yi Langtian first. That's good. Yi Langtian showed a refreshing smile, matched with his handsome face. It was hard to imagine how ruthless he was just now. Someone, bring tea to Yi Senior. Elder Mu understood and hurriedly shouted to the door. Chapter 14. Oh, did he really say that? Daeon County, the headquarters of Elephant Demon Gate. At this moment, a middle-aged man with a sturdy back and a dazzling gaze sat in the first place. Looking at the girl in the red dress, His Highness said in surprise. This person is Yun Pojun, the head of the Elephant Demon Sect. Cultivation base succeeds in a good fortune environment. Yes, Dad. Then Yi Langtian said it himself. Before it gets dark, give him an answer. Otherwise, I will be forced to wait by strong means. Yun Juror raised her eyebrows with a frown. Sect leader, Yi Langtian's tone is too loud. I don't believe that the three of us are together and we can't beat him. There are two old men beside Yun Pojun. The skin of these two people is bronze, and they are very powerful. It is the left and right guardian of the Elephant Demon Gate. The person who speaks is the guardian left. He has a more aggressive personality and likes to solve everything by force. Guardian Zuo, this matter is not as simple as yours. Yi Langtian is from the Yi clan, and the cultivation base, the patriarch of the Yi clan, has come to Nirvana. I really want to move Yi Langtian. I am in danger of exterminating my family like a demon. Furthermore, as far as I know, in Liucheng a few days ago, this son understates the serious injury to Lu Yuanzhou, the elder of the Lu clan, with just one move. Then Lu Yuanzhou is a good fortune realm Dacheng strong. You and I are both good fortune realm Shaocheng, at most we can draw a tie. But Yi Langtian can seriously injure him with one move, which shows that his cultivation base is unfathomable. Hearing this, Yun Pojun shook his head and said, obviously do not agree with the views of the left guard. Then what? Is this Yi Langtian going to answer tonight? The left guardian was a little anxious. Juror, you have always had foresight, what do you think about this matter? Yun Pojun couldn't make up his mind for a while, so he couldn't help looking at the girl in the red dress before him and asked. Father, in my opinion, it's better for us to surrender like Yi Langtian like a demon. Yun Juror blurted out and made her debut. Submit. Why is this? Yun Pojun frowned, obviously unwilling. Father, as far as I know, this Yi Langtian came to Daeon County, he should be coming to the Daeon Martial Monument. The reason why he wants to unify Daeon County is because he is worried that someone will attack him, not to annex our forces. Otherwise, he should not be the only one who came to Daeon County, and the elders of the Yi clan should also be dispatched. We surrender to him, and we can use his hand to deal with the great Yanzong. Besides, he is so talented, how can he stop at the small Daong dynasty? Within half a year, he will definitely leave Dayan County. At that time, Dayan County will still be our world. Yun Juror stated the pros and cons, and talked freely with Yun Pojun and others. Say it. Several people in Yun Pojun felt that this was reasonable. After all, it was them who really had a hand in hand with Yi Langtian. What's more, the rapid development of the Great Yanzong in recent years can make people dread. Yun Pojun and several people knew that if the Great Yanzong accumulated the strength to dominate the Great Yan County, they would definitely turn around and swallow the elephant demon sect like a poisonous snake. At that time, there was really no scum. After all, Yun Pojun and a few people still know about Da Yanzong sect leader Dong Lai. That is a guy who kills without blinking an eye, and can do anything to achieve his goals. In case Yi Langtian leaves, the Yi clan will take over Dayan County, then where should we go? At this time, the Right Protector, who had never spoken, expressed the doubts in his heart. It's a big deal to become an affiliate of the Yi clan. With a genius like Yi Langtian, it is already a sure thing to enter the ancient sacred land or the ancient great religion in the future. Will there be less resources for the Yi clan? Yun Juror smiled. When Yun Pojun heard the words, they all smiled helplessly. It looks like things are settled. No one would have thought that Dayan County, the capital of Sin, would undergo earth-shaking changes because of a 17-year-old boy, Yi Langtian. Reporting to sect leader, Baiguan sent Wei Xiaoying and others to arrive. After a while, Elder Emu's voice sounded outside the door. It turned out that after Yun Juror and Mu Elder left the tower, they split up. All the way back to the headquarters of Elephant Demon Gate. All the way to Baiguan School. At this moment, just before sunset, I resisted here. Lao Yun, what Elder Mu said is true, that Tianzhao from the Yi clan really came to Dayan County. Some time ago, there was a lot of rumors about Liu Cheng, and there were rumors in the imperial capital that the Liu clan and the Yi clan were secretly accumulating strength and preparing for a battle. Soon, in the hall of the headquarters, Wei Xiaoying and a group of 3 walked in. These 3 people are also Good Fortune Jing Xiaocheng. The lineup is actually on par with the Elephant Demon Gate. Naturally, right now Yi Langtian is in a branch of my Elephant Demon Gate, how could it be fake? Hearing this, Yun Pojun responded. Then what is your attitude towards being like a demon? Is it really going to be headed by him? Wei Xiaoying asked with concern. Before you arrive, I have already discussed it, and I am willing to surrender to him. Yun Pojun said the answer in a calm tone. The 3 Wei Xiaoying were stunned. After a while, Wei Xiaoying could not help but persuade Yun Pojun. Cloud sect leader, I think we can discuss this matter again. Even if Yi Langtian is a good fortune, the 6 of us together can suppress it. Here, Yun Pojun hadn't spoken yet, but Yun Juror was the first to speak. Master of the Guard House. Chapter 15. Master of the Guard House, now the Great Yanzong is eroding my 2 industries step by step, it is better to fight hard instead of sitting still. Besides, the owner of the guard house doesn't really think that Yi Langtian has taken a fancy to this Great Yan County. Yun Juror smiled brightly. Niece Yun, what do you mean by that? Wei Xiaoying was a little puzzled when he heard the words. Because of the rapid rise of Dayanzong in recent years, Shangmamen and Baiguan School were relatively close. Master of the guard house, Yi Langtian has been promoted to the Good Fortune realm at the age of 17, and his eyes will definitely not be on Dayan County. What he wants is the inheritance of the ancient great sect in the Great Yan Ancient Monument. We surrender to him and just do things for him. As for your property and mine, how could he like it? The little girl dares to be sure that Yi Langtian will not stay in Dayan County for half a year at most. Yun Juror followed suit and persuaded her to point out Wei Xiaoying and the others step by step. Hearing this, Wei Xiaoying and the others suddenly understood. I know Yun Juror's intention. It is true that Yi Langtian is so talented, Dongshuanyu is his vast world. After all, the Daong dynasty was a low-level dynasty, and he would not stay there for long. Therefore, Dayan County is just a short stop on the road of the latter martial Dao. After understanding this point, Wei Xiaoying and the others no longer refuse. Instead, embrace it. Since Brother Wei has agreed, let's go see him tonight, the Lord of Great Yan County. Seeing this, Yun Pojun also stood up and said. He knew that Yi Langtian must know two answers tonight. Right on my mind. Wei Xiaoying laughed. So ever. Yun Pojun, Wei Xiaoying, and Yun Zier immediately left the headquarters of Shangmamen and rushed to the Tower branch in Dayang County. At that time, Yi Langtian had already drank several pots of tea on the third floor. At this moment, all in front of him are the fine wines, delicacies, fruits and desserts. I have to say, Elephant Demon's reception was quite thoughtful. Right now, it's already dark. I wonder what the Shangmamen and Baiguan faction are thinking about. If you are willing to surrender to me, after 3 days, you can kill the great Yanzong and seize the devouring talisman. Such a treasure is not something that a great Yanzong can enjoy. Yi Langtian came out the window, glanced at the moonlight tonight, and thought to himself. You know, devouring the rune is a wonder of heaven and earth. There are only 8 in the entire profound sky continent. As long as you get one of them, you are qualified to compete for the top powerhouse in this world. Therefore, this thing Yi Langtian did not get, and he did not realize it. While thinking, suddenly, strong footsteps came from downstairs. Coming, Yi Langtian muttered to himself. Then, he walked into the hall where Yun Juror received him before. Soon Yun Pojun and Wei Xiaoying came up with 7 or 8 people. The two of them headed, one with a stubborn back, with a dazzling gaze and a sullen physique. The other, with a sturdy stature, dressed in strong suits, looked extremely capable and sophisticated. Under the Elephant Demon sect Yun Pojun, I have seen young Master Yi. Send Wei Xiaoying at Shabai Pavilion, and I have seen young Master Yi. After Yun Pojun and Wei Xiaoying looked at Yi Langtian, they hurriedly saluted. Don't look at Yi Langtian's young age, but his cultivation base is there. No one dares to be arrogant. You two are welcome. I want to come to my will. Miss Yun has already conveyed it to the two of you. How do you think about it? Yi Langtian waved his hand and asked unhurriedly. If you go back to young Master Yi, I am willing to surrender like the Demon sect and the Baiguan faction. After that, only young Master Yi will follow suit. Yun Pojun and Wei Xiaoying looked at each other, and then said solemnly. As soon as these words came out, it meant that the Elephant Demon Gate and the Baiguan school belonged to Yi Langtian. Seeing this scene, Yi Langtian's heart moved. Unexpectedly, these two fell in love. In this way, it will save him a lot of trouble. As soon as he thought of this, he immediately commanded. Since you are my master, within 3 days, this son will order the two of you to quickly control more than 70% of the power in Dayang County, and then follow me to kill the Dayang sect. For this expedition, you only need to bring people from the 3 realms of good fortune. What? Yi Langtian said that. The two of them raised their heads all of a sudden, with a look of astonishment on their faces. After 3 days, you want to kill the great Yanzong. This is too fast, isn't it? You know, the great Yanzong sect leader Dong Lai is said to have reached the great fortune realm of cultivation base. In addition, there are several powerful high-level talismans in the sect. Cannot be careless. Young Master Yi, won't this be too impulsive? Yun Pojun on the side was worried. Don't be impulsive. You just do what I want. As for the great Yanzong sect leader, you don't have to worry, he will be dealt with by this young master. Yi Langtian shook his head and said solemnly. In his opinion, the news that the sect leader of the great Yanzong is in charge of the devouring talisman must not be leaked. If Yun Pojun and Wei Xiaoying were to deal with him, Yi Langtian would feel inappropriate. Therefore, to kill this person, Yi Langtian must do it himself. Yun Pojun and Wei Xiaoying couldn't persuade Yi Langtian so decisively. Just obey. Speaking of which, the two were a little shocked when they suddenly learned of this. But when I came back to my senses, there was an inexplicable sense of excitement. If after 3 days, the mortal enemy of the great Yanzong can really be solved, in the eyes of Yun Pojun and Wei Xiaoying, it will be very pleasing. Cloud sect leader, the owner of the guard house, hurry up and do this. There can be no mistakes. If someone is stubbornly resisting, just suppress it directly. Just when the two were stunned, Yi Langtian urged again. Yes, young Master Yi. The two heard the words and quickly agreed. It is foreseeable that within these 3 days, Dayang County will no longer be calm. Everything will be choppy. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.